Hello, my name is Malte Ostendorf and I'm presenting to you the paper Towards an Open Platform for Legal Information. This is a joint work with Till Blume and Saskia Ostendorf. With this paper, we present the interdisciplinary project called Open Legal Data. We started this project with the goal of making legal information more accessible to the general public. We're doing this because, in contrast to other areas of government, the idea of open data is still scarce in the legal system. We, however, believe that the legal system should benefit more from open data. And we envision a justice system that transparently publishes all public court records on a centralized platform. But the publication of documents alone is not enough. We want to provide the information inside the court records. For instance, regarding the plaintiff or the legal reasoning. Subsequently, this data can be transformed into comprehensible legal information for the public. The data mining technology, for example, natural language processing, is already there. With more and better information available, businesses can then provide innovative legal services, the so-called legal tech. The new services and the information itself improve the access to justice for the citizen. And ultimately, it can increase the trust and participation in the justice system. Also, legal information would enable the systematic analysis and thereby provide valuable insights for the decision makers in government or administration. So we see here that legal information is crucial to an open justice system. But how can we achieve this? There are several steps on the path towards open legal information. At the bottom of all, there's the publication of all court records. Here we must acknowledge that, of course, not all records can be published, because open data always means a trade-off between transparency and privacy. But here we want to achieve that court decisions are public by default and only exceptions can remain secret. The consequence, or the next step, would be that these records must be also published under an open license. As today, in many countries, court decisions are available, but only in commercial databases with license restrictions. And this usually means that, for example, bulk downloads are not even possible for subscribers. Just one disclaimer, so our findings here are mostly based on Germany. Other countries sometimes do better and sometimes worse. For example, the US, court records are published over this PACER service, but they are not freely available. And so, moreover, the documents must be published in an open and machine-readable format. One classical counterexample is that you have scanned documents as PDFs. And well, their information is technically available, but it's not accessible in the sense of open data. So as soon as the data is openly available, information extraction can be performed. And that can be accomplished by academic researchers, but also from or with service providers. Even though the path seems trivial, we are still far away from our vision. For example, in Germany, we are already struggling with the first step, the publication of court records. Based on our estimation, only 1% of court decisions are getting published. And from that small number, only a fraction is freely available without any license restrictions. And yeah, as a researcher, we also must admit that this publication issue cannot be solved with technology alone, since it is a rather political or legal problem. But what we can do is we can demonstrate the benefit of open legal information with the data that is already out there. So we can build a showcase that helps convincing the political decision makers in our favor. With this goal in mind, we started working on the Open Legal Data project. And now our platform provides a single technology stack for an open data platform tailored for legal documents. The platform is based on Python, especially the Django web framework, and Elasticsearch as a search index. With a proof of concept for Germany, we now provide access to more than 250,000 laws and court decisions. The software itself is designed to be easily extendable to other languages and to other countries. And because we want to promote openness in the legal domain, we of course also make our source code and our data openly available. The architecture of our platform looks as follows. As primary data sources, we have official court websites, user submissions, and other sources of literature. But in addition to that, we interlink the documents with external information sources like the Wikidata knowledge graph. All the data is then input to our open processing pipeline. On one hand, we have standard pre-processing steps like duplicate detection and metadata extraction. On the other hand, we also implemented other components for more sophisticated machine learning-based approaches like named entity recognition or topic detection. Similarly, the content can be also enriched with manually generated annotations. And lastly, we expose the information from our platform via a REST API that can be used for information retrieval applications and further data analysis. Since the project started roughly 2 years ago, we see more and more people starting to use our data. So we have to prove that there's indeed demand for open legal data and generally open access in the legal domain. For example, the German version of this popular language model called BERT have been pre-trained on our text corpora. Furthermore, also startups are using our data to build innovative legal research tools. In addition, we see academic research being conducted with our data. And at this point, we hope that by making this data available, we can make or enable more empirical legal research, because that is unfortunately still a niche in the field of legal research. But it should not stop here. And that's why I would like to use this opportunity to invite you to collaborate with us. We are a community project, and we strongly believe in the idea of open source, open data, and open access. So if you're a developer, work with us on our code. Our project is meant to be international. So even if open legal data is right now only available for Germany, we are working on bringing it to other countries. For example, Belgium or Portugal. If you think that your country also needs more open legal data, we are there to help. But also, if you work in a library, sitting on a stockpile of legal documents, and you don't have the resources to make them accessible, get in touch with us. Lastly, many of our volunteers, for example, me, are affiliated with research institute from legal or computer science background, so we are always open for joint research projects. So thank you very much for your attention. For more information, please have a look at our website, Twitter, or just get in touch with us via email. And last but not least, thank you so much for the Prototype Fund. Without their support, this project would have been possible. Thank you.